everybody, thanks for joining us for this morning's Ag Report. Well, last week the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the Chevron doctrine, which the Montana Farm Bureau says is good news for farmers and ranchers. Nicole Rolfe, Senior Director of Government Affairs for Farm Bureau, says the most important takeaway from the case is a restored balance of power at the federal level.
This is going to overturn a 40-year-old Supreme Court decision that gave deference to agencies when interpreting laws made by Congress. That decision really allowed the executive branch to grow in its power and diminish the power of Congress by allowing the agencies themselves to be basically the end-all be-all with deciding whether or not their rules were authorized or not. So we see this as a very positive change.
Well, USDA says that Montana farmers are raising more than 5.2 million acres of wheat this year. In the annual acreage report, the Ag Department said that farmers in Montana planted 1.9 million acres of winter wheat, up slightly from last year. Spring wheat acres, though, down 9% at 2.4 million. Durum is up 25% at 880,000, and barley plantings were just over a million acres, which is down 14%. Montana farmers also making a big investment in pulse crops. Chickpea acres up 34% from last year at 234,000. Lentil acres 66% higher as producers responded to the increased price. And dry pea acres in Montana up 7% at 610,000. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you back here in an hour for the markets.
I wanted to put up a fence to protect my tomato plants. So I grabbed this, and then I did this. But instead of yielding a big crop, I hit a utility line and had to pay $1,200 in repairs. I didn't just lose my pride and joy. I could no longer afford the new stovetop I'd been saving up for. Next time, I'm going to make my free call to 811 before I dig.
Learn from Curry and hundreds of others. Call 811 before you dig.
Hi everybody, thanks for joining us back here for the Ag Report. Well, malt barley is a critical crop for Montana's farmers, and if you enjoy a frosty brew here on the 4th, chances are some Montana barley went into making that possible. During the Molson Coors recent Barley Field Day, agronomist Mike Killen provided us a crop update. He said the crop's off to a strong start, making the hail over the past week all the more disappointing for growers.
We do have an excellent crop. We got off to an early start, which is always good. Conditions were dry at planting and growers just pounded it in. Had good growing weather, some timely rains, and some cooler temperatures, which barley likes. Mother Nature decided to throw a little hail our way, but we'll work through it. We've got to assess how much damage was done and how many acres were affected, but we still have an awful lot of really good barley out there.
Well, a lower start to the month for the cattle futures, with uncertainty of how the market will behave as we get deeper into the summer. Cash-fed cattle trade, though, was $1 to $3 stronger last week, averaging $1.96 on the live sales and $3.13.5 in the beef. The way-up market in Torrington was steady to a shade softer, still historically strong on the cows from 142 to 148, top at 154, bulls 165 to 175, and 5-weight heifers from 280 up to 310. A stronger market in Sioux Falls with finished lambs selling from 210 to 220. And the wheat did get caught up in the corn sell-off Friday and moved lower despite bullish acreage numbers below expectations and down 2.4 million from last year. Better than expected yields could still pull wheat production higher, but the futures found a solid double-digit recovery to open the new month. Well, that's going to do it for this morning's Ag Report. Have a great day.